land of my fathers, the land of my choice. It's wonderful to hear you sing it. It's wonderful to be in Wales. This is a choice experience for all of us, a homecoming for many of us. There's a city named Wales in Utah, but we're happy to be in the Wales which is the home of all the Welsh in all the world. We are deeply aware of your beautiful expression of a beautiful tradition. If you will excuse an attempted speaking of a few Welsh words by a long-lost son of one of the Evanses of Pembrokeshire, and overlook what I don't do right. You applauded too soon. You may laugh after I attempt it. Morgan, ye Cymru I gyd. It's beautiful in Welsh, it's beautiful in English. Wales is a sea of song. Now I think we should tell you that this trip is in large part possible because a kind of a lost son of Wales over in our country, a man by the name of Jack Warren Thomas, had a great dream that the Tabernacle Choir could come to Europe. And as a presentation to Mr. Thomas, in behalf of the Tabernacle Choir, your lovely and gracious official hostess, Miss Janet Jones, a rather unusual name that we remember well, whom we had the pleasure of having with us 2 days in Salt Lake City last February and all but adopted her. We think she's one of your finest natural resources. Miss Janet Jones.
Sir, I feel it a very great privilege indeed to welcome to Cardiff and to Wales America's leading choir. Not so very long ago, I had the honor of visiting the homeland of this choir. And I can say without any hesitation at all that for me, one of the outstanding memories of that tour was the unforgettable singing of this choir in the great Salt Lake City Mormon Tabernacle. We are all so delighted that you have been able to include a visit to Wales in this, your European tour. And of course, this is how it should be, because we in Wales pride ourselves that we are a land of song. And both the oldest member of your choir and you, sir, the organizer of the tour, and many of the members are of Welsh descent. I can assure you that wherever you go, you will not receive a warmer welcome than that of the Welsh people and indeed the Welsh weather. And to help you to remember your visit, the Welsh Tourist Board would like you, sir, on behalf of the choir, to accept this flag of Wales, a ddraig goch. And in doing so, I welcome you most sincerely, all of you, once again to our country. We're so glad to have you here, and please come back and see us again soon. I can assure you we shall always be delighted to see you and to hear you. May you have a very successful tour and take back with you to your homeland pleasant memories of your trip to Europe and especially your visit to Wales. Croeso calon I chi I gyd I Gymru a dewch yma i'n gweld eto'n fuan. God bless you all.
Anytime you would like to export Miss Janet Jones, we should be happy to import her. We have been so grateful this day for the warm-hearted hospitality of those whom you have chosen to leadership in the affairs of your city. It was touching to us, deeply so, to find the stars and stripes of our country flying over Cardiff Castle this morning. I don't know when such a gesture from one people to another, more touchingly to us at least, has been made. Twice today, two of your representatives have chosen to call us brothers and sisters. We're very grateful for it. We found we had some close cousins in Scotland, and now to come and find brothers and sisters is wonderful. We come to you tonight in our last concert in Great Britain, grateful for the warm and wonderful welcome that has been accorded us as we have traveled down this great and lovely land. We come to you somewhat awed, we must admit, by the great traditions of this respected and revered Royal Albert Hall, and by the scrutiny of the very discriminating audience that is gathered here. But despite your somewhat frightening collective countenance, we strongly suspect that there is in each of you a warm and wonderful heart. aware that we are just here on the axis of time, so close to Greenwich, from which the world measures it. We're well aware that Big Ben is the symbol of time. We listen to its chimes as you do. It has special meanings for us as it has for you. It was Joseph Conrad who said, "I remember my youth and the feeling that will never come back anymore, the feeling that I could last forever, outlast the sea, the earth, and all men." That's a wonderful feeling. Some of us have lost a little of it, just a little. Some of us are aware that if we live out 70 years and 10, we have only 25,000 days in this life to begin with. And as those days begin to run short, we have an increased gratitude for the conviction of everlasting life. It would seem that we often live as if we wondered when life was going to begin. It isn't always clear just what we're waiting for. But some of us sometimes persist in waiting so chronically that life slips by, finding us still waiting for something that has been going on all the time. There are fathers waiting for a more opportune time to become better acquainted with their sons, perhaps until other obligations are less demanding. But one of these days, these sons are going to be grown and gone. And the best years for knowing them, for enjoying them, for teaching them, and for understanding them may also be gone. Time passes, distance widens, and children grow up and away. There are old friends who are going to enjoy one another a little more, but the years move on. There are husbands and wives who are going to be more understanding, more considerate. But time alone does not draw people closer. There are people who are going to break bad habits, people who are going to improve their performance, people who are going to do better than they have ever done before. There is no reason to doubt all such good intentions. But when in the world are we going to begin to live as if we understood that this is life? This is our time, our day, our generation. Heaven and the hereafter will have its own opportunities and occupations. This is the life in which the work of this life is to be done. Today is as much a part of eternity as was any day 1,000 years ago, or as will be any day 1,000 years hence. This is what we came here for, even if we have the wrong idea about it, even if it isn't what we think it ought to be. This is it, whether we are thrilled or disappointed, busy or bored. This is life, and it is passing. What are we waiting for? We should like to express our appreciation.
Wij willen ook graag onze dankbaarheid aanbieden.
For being in this great auditorium.
Om hier vanavond in deze grote zaal tegenwoordig te zijn.
With its great traditions of art and music.
Met zijn grote tradities van kunst en muziek.
We are grateful that our first continental concert is in the city of Amsterdam.
We zijn dankbaar dat ons eerste concert hier op het Europese vasteland in Amsterdam gegeven wordt.
Whose patronage of music and the arts
Welks bekendheid voor muziek en kunst
and whose contributions to the finest thought of the world are well known.
en whose medegiften aan al de kunst en muziek wel bekend is over de hele wereld.